First of all, I will explain about introduction to One Malaysian program, which is in this course, the premiership or synonym words can be as leader of the government, who is the Prime Minister, which is the leader of the government. The title of the call as the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the responsible for being a leader in the time of being. Only one Prime Minister are capable to conduct the government. The topic that was chosen is a One Malaysian program, which is explain more about awareness and challenges faced by the Prime Minister. One Malaysian program was introduced by the Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Razak, which is who are the 6th Prime Minister. The One Malaysia concept, which is have an initiative, challenges and awareness that can you as a citizen of Malaysia can see many impacts on the citizen of the Malaysia. For example, in a way by improving the public service, especially for establishment of One Malaysia Clinic, One Malaysia Shop, One Malaysia Internet Center and other subsidiary make access of the construction service everywhere in the Malaysia. And that's all from me. Explain about introduction of the One Malaysian program.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is NURIN binti AHMAD TAJUDIN and I will explain about the background of Datuk Seri Najib Tun Abdul Razak. To begin with, Datuk Seri Najib Tun Abdul Razak was born on July 23, 1953 in Kuala Lipis, Pahang. He is the eldest son of Tun Abdul Razak, Malaysia's second Prime Minister, which means he was introduced to the world of politics from a young age. Notably, Najib would later follow in his father's footsteps to become Malaysia's 6th Prime Minister, serving from 2009 until 2018. And I will explain a little bit about his education background. In terms of education, Najib started his academic journey at St. John Institution in Kuala Lumpur. Later on, at the age of 15, he continued his studies in the United Kingdom, enrolling at Malvern College, a prestigious boarding school. Following that, he pursued higher education at the University of Nottingham, where he obtained a degree in industrial economics. This academic background played a vital role in shaping his academic and policy perspective. What is more remarkable is that in 1976, at just 23 years old, Datuk Seri Najib stepped into the political arena by becoming the Member of Parliament for Pekan, succeeding his late father. At the time, he was the youngest individual ever elected to Parliament in Malaysia. Furthermore, in recognition of his contribution to public service and governance, the University of Nottingham awarded him an honorary degree in 2004. Overall, Najib's educational exposure and early political experience significantly influenced his leadership style and his approach to national development during his time in office.
Hello, my name is NURIN DAMIA and I will be talking about the Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, the country's 6th Prime Minister background, focusing on his political involvement. The early background was that Najib Razak began his political journey with a strong legacy behind him. He is the son of Tun Abdul Razak, the Malaysia's second Prime Minister, a name that still carries weight in Malaysian history. The early career was Najib entered politics at the young age of 23 years old, shortly after his father's passing. In 1976, he won the Pekan parliamentary seat, a significant early step in his long career. By 1978, he was appointed as Deputy Minister of Energy, Telecommunications and Posts, and in 1986 he became the Minister of Education, where he championed reforms aimed at fostering national unity through education. Within the United Malays National Organizations, or UMNO, Malaysia's leading political party, Najib rose rapidly. Under Prime Minister Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, he served as both Minister and Defence and Deputy Minister from 2004 until 2009. Then, in 2009, Najib took over as Prime Minister. So, As a Prime Minister, he introduced the One Malaysia concept, an initiative aimed at strengthening national unity and promoting harmony among Malaysia's diverse ethnic groups. He also focused on economic transformations, improving government efficiency and modernizing the public sector. However, his administration wasn't without controversy. Najib's tenure was heavily overshadowed by the 1MDB scandal, a massive financial scandal that sparked global attention and raised serious concern about governance and corruption. Despite some nation-building efforts, the 1MDB's issue significantly impacted his legacy. In sum, Najib Razak's career is a mix of impactful leadership while deep controversy. While his policy aimed at unity reform, the scandals surrounding his name continued to shape public perception of his time in office. Thank you.
Next, I will go into further detail about the Prime Minister contribution goal. Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak introduced the One Malaysia policy in 2009. The goal of One Malaysia was to promote ethnic harmony and unity among the country's diverse populations, understanding that Malaysia's greatest strength has always been its unity. The strategy aimed to protect its vital asset as the nation dealing new difficulties. Among the key objectives of Najib Razak's contribution through his initiative was to promote national unity across races. In a multicultural society like Malaysia, which consists of Malays, Chinese, Indian, and various indigenous groups, the One Malaysia concept emphasized the importance of viewing oneself as a Malaysian first, above racial and religious lines. This objective aimed to instill mutual respect, understanding, and tolerance among all communities. In addition, it is also to improve government services and public trust. The One Malaysia framework was used as a platform to drive a more transparent, efficient, and people-centered government. By addressing issues such as bureaucracy and service delays, Datuk Seri Najib hoped to restore public confidence and ensure fairer treatment of all citizens. Lastly, another central objective was to promote fairness and inclusiveness. One Malaysia aimed to bridge socio-economic gaps by providing equal access to opportunities in areas like education, healthcare, and the economy. This was particularly important for supporting vulnerable and disadvantaged communities, regardless of ethnicity, and ensuring that non-Bumiputra were not left behind in national development. Next, I will continue on explaining about the contribution by Datuk Seri Najib Razak. The first contribution by Datuk Seri Najib Razak was One Malaysia Clinics. Datuk Seri Najib Tun Abdul Razak committed to improving public healthcare accessibility. The initiative was designed to offer affordable basic healthcare services, especially to urban poor and low-income communities in Malaysia. To achieve this, several strategic measures were taken. First and foremost, clinic locations were carefully selected in areas with high urban population density, ensuring that the services reach communities with the most pressing needs. Secondly, to accommodate working individuals, the clinic were operationally from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. which is notably beyond normal working hours. As a result, this clinic made healthcare more accessible and convenient, particularly for those who might otherwise struggle to receive timely treatment. The One Malaysia Clinic focused on treating minor illness such as fever, cough, minor injuries, and offer services like wound dressing at a nominal fee of Rm1 ringgit for Malaysian, while non-Malaysia paid 15 ringgit. Overall, this initiative reflected Najib Razak's efforts to make healthcare more inclusive, efficient, and responsive to the needs of ordinary Malaysians. Second contribution of Datuk Seri Najib Razak was One Malaysia Housing Program, which is PRIMA, is a part of his broader vision to ensure inclusive and sustainable national development. Administered by Prima Corporation Malaysia, a government agency under the Prime Minister Department, the program specifically targeted middle-income Malaysian, which is M40 group. Individuals who were often caught in between earning too much to qualify for low-cost housing but not enough to afford market-price home. The core objective of Prima was provide high-quality, affordably price home in both urban and suburban areas, which prices typically ranging between 100,000 until 400,000. This home came in a variety of forms, including apartment, townhouse, and landed properties, and were strategically located in major growth areas such as Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Penang, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, and also Sabah. Moreover, to ensure fairness and transparency, a balloting system was used to allocate units whenever demand exceeded supply. Overall, Prima was a significant step toward bridging the housing gap and elevating the standard of living for Malaysia middle class under Najib administration.
Next, one of the first major initiative is the One Malaysia Youth Fund, or Dana Belia Satu Malaysia, launched in January 2010. This fund was part of the national unity effort under the One Malaysia policy, and it focused on empowering Malaysia youth aged 15 to 40. The purpose and goal was to support creative, youth-led projects that promote national unity, civic participations, and leadership. An initial of 20 million ringgit was allocated to fund non-profit and non-political projects, encouraging youths to become agents to change in their communities. The examples of funded projects include leadership camps, the cultural exchange programs, and technology-based community projects. To apply, youth groups had aligned their proposal with the values of unity, diversity, inclusivity, and social justice. The fund was jointly managed by the Ministry of Youth and Sport and the One Malaysia Foundations, ensuring involvement from both government and civil society. While many saw this as a promising step for youth development, critics point out the need for better transparency, equal access, and monitoring to ensure long-term impact. The next contributions initiative was the One Malaysia Community Development Program, or One MICDP, launched in 2012. This program targeted rural and underprivileged communities facing infrastructure and economic challenge. The One MICDP aimed to uplift communities through roads improvement, access to clean water, education support, skill training, and small business development. It also involved collaborations between the government agencies, local leaders, and civil society organizations. While the program had good intention with broad goals, it also faced criticism for bureaucratic inefficiency and uneven implementations. This highlights the need for better coordinations and impact evaluations. Together, the One Malaysia Youth Fund and One MICDP shows how targeted government initiatives can promote unity, social fairness, and civic engagement. This effort reflects a strategic approach to national building, especially through youth empowerment and community development. To conclude, under Najib's One Malaysia policy, both the Youth Fund and community program played a key role in addressing societal needs. Although not without flaws, the program represents an important attempt to create a more cohesive and inclusive Malaysia. Thank you for your attention.
Now, I will continue on the challenges faced by Najib Razak in the nation building. The first challenge is the One Malaysia Development Berhad, 1MDB scandal. In 2009, Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak and Finance Minister Jolo established 1MDB, a government-owned investment fund aimed at driving new ideas and growth. The fund aimed to contribute to Malaysia's development goals, including obtaining developed status by 2020. It focused on international banking centers, power plants, oil fields, and development zones in Bandar Malaysia. The fund began as the Terengganu Investment Authority (TIA) in 2009, aiming to collect $3 billion in investments. In 2009, 1MDB struck an agreement with Petro Saudi, an oil and gas corporation with assets worth over $1.5 billion. However, from 2009 to 2011, Bank Negara discovered that 1MDB transferred most of the cash to Goodstar Limited, a third party in the Seychelles controlled by Jolo. The second challenge is the nation building challenges and ethnic relations in One Malaysia. Malaysia's multi-ethnic society faces challenges due to deeply ingrained ethnic attitudes, particularly among Malays, Chinese, and Indians, who maintain distinct cultural identities and oppose assimilation into a cohesive national identity. This nationalism hinders national solidarity, and the Prime Minister struggles to balance cultural preservation with inclusion. Malaysia's Multicultural Foundation lacks a well-defined national identity, with the One Malaysia concept being criticized for its broadness and lack of definition. The fragmentation of the Malaysian school system further perpetuates in cultural division as children from different ethnic backgrounds are educated separately. The third challenges are the domestic politics and the limits of Najib's foreign policy. Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak's leadership is facing scrutiny due to a conflict with former Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad, who has criticized his political reforms and economic handling. This internal discord, along with opposition from Anwar Ibrahim's coalition and right-wing groups within the United Malays National Organization (UMNO), has left Najib politically constrained and vulnerable. The One Malaysia Development Berhad Fund scandal, which chaired by Najib himself, has also raised concerns about Malaysia's ability to lead in key regional initiatives like the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The decline in global oil prices has impacted Malaysia's economy, leading to a $1.5 billion budget cut and a lower growth forecast. Despite efforts to strengthen bilateral relations, Najib's credibility has been questioned, and without addressing internal dissent and restoring political stability, Malaysia's government will struggle to assert its role in regional and global affairs. Second part is the achievement by Najib Razak in the nation building. The first achievement is Malaysia's achievement at World Urban Forum. In February 2018, Malaysia's Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak highlighted Malaysia's achievements in managing urbanization, highlighting its strong economic foundations. He highlighted the country's experience reflected Asian and African trends as outlined in the new urban agenda. The Economic Transformation Program (ETP) implemented in 2010 has delivered 2.26 million jobs, with over 1 million being high income. Proactive economic policies have kept inflation and unemployment low, which also reducing the deficit from 6.7% in 2009 to 3% in 2018. Malaysia also experienced a shift in transit since the establishment of mass rapid transit (MRT) lines and the rapid transit system connecting Johor Bahru to Singapore. The second achievement is the healthcare initiatives made by Najib. Najib Razak has been recognized as having the best healthcare system in the world by International Living magazine. The country has some of the best trained doctors in Asia, with most having undergone training and education from all around the world. The government prioritized healthcare services to ensure every Malaysian has access to high quality care, funding a large subsidy each year to ensure individuals receive the best possible services. The One Malaysia Mobile Clinic is one of the examples of how the government aims to reach all corners of the country and all walks of life, whether in cities or rural areas. Last but not least, the third of achievements is on strengthening Malaysia's foreign relationship. In August 2016, Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib highlighted Malaysia's foreign policy achievements and the importance of cooperation for peace, security, and growth. He emphasized the need for Malaysia's foreign policy to focus on developing ties that benefit both the country and its people. Najib Razak also emphasized the importance of national interest over personal political interest and the success of strengthening relations and economic alliance with other nations. He highlighted the Commonwealth Charter's introduction as a voluntary association of independent and equal sovereign states bound by respect for all states and peoples. Najib believes in reaching out to other states regardless of political philosophy and system, while remaining independent, non-aligned, and principled in regional and international affairs.
So now, we're moving to political leadership and analysis, focusing on one of Malaysia's most well-known political figure, Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak. Political leadership is an ability of leader to use power, influence and policy to guide a nation and bring about change. A political leader must have vision, decision-making, skill and most importantly, the trust of the people. Najib Razak served as the 6th Prime Minister of Malaysia from 2009 to 2018. He is the son of Malaysia's second Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Razak, and began his political career at the young age of 23. Through his journey, he held various key positions include Minister of Defence, Minister of Finance and President of UMNO. In terms of leadership style, Najib is often described as a both transformational and populist. He introduced the One Malaysia concept, implemented the BRIM Cash Aid program, launched the Economic Transformation Program (ETP), and developed major infrastructure projects like MRT and KLIA2 to boost the country economy and support lower income group. However, his leadership was overshadowed by a major scandal 1MDB, which became an international controversy. The issue caused a massive loss of public trust and led to the historical defeat of the Barisan Nasional government in the 14th general election in 2020. Najib was found guilty of several charges related to 1MDB and is currently serving in a prison sentence. So from this analysis, we can see that Najib was a leader with a strong economic and social strategy, but his downfall was due to the weaknesses in transparency and integrity. This showed that political success is not just about policy or achievement, but about maintaining the trust and confidence of the people. To conclude, political leadership comes with a great responsibility. The story of Najib Razak teaches us that without integrity, power does not last.
Okay, the last but not least, I will explain about the conclusions. So the One Malaysia program, which was started or conducted or also introduced by the Prime Minister, which is Datuk Seri Mohamed Najib Razak, which is an effort towards fostering fusions, inclusivity and nationalism amongst Malaysian citizens, which is retrieve a sense of belonging. This was tried with the implementation of People First and Performance Now, which sought to improve a social units at the individual and collective level. As per these suggestions, every Malaysian citizen has share the visions of the passive and active lifestyle construction of the Malaysia. So the shared value of honesty, aptitude, commitment and all loyalty are essential to the creation of the cohesive national race. For One Malaysia program is to be huge success. All Malaysians must adopt its core value, which can promote unity and sense of belonging. And that's all from our group. Thank you.